are you? Hope you're fine. This is the Shy Yeti Show.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Good luck, studio.
There's going to be some drama ahead.
All I wanted was a pie, and then I hatched out of an egg.
Okay, bring the mic over. He's ready to record.
I see your mental condition is improving.
Is it metaphorical? Is it deep? Is it deep?
Good boy. He's not all that shy, is right.
655.
Blimey, Governor. It's the Shy Life Podcast.
Hello, Paul.
Excellent.
655,
655.
Bonjour et bienvenue au podcast The Shy Life.
Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the Shy Life Podcast with me, Paul the Shy Yeti. How are you doing? I'm all right. So what's this episode going to be about? Well, it's about a number of things. It all gets a bit odd at one point. Who does it centre around? Well, it centres around a number of the regulars. It starts innocently enough. Well, I say that, but oh dear. Look, let's run the theme music, and then I'll explain to you what's going on, and then we'll join the action. All right, let's run that theme music.
Darling, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
Yes, but it's a positive thing, Paul. The high life, the shy life.
You won't find a cast of characters like this everywhere.
I'll go anywhere for a potato.
Delicious.
Hello, campers. How are you?
You quite like a big bang, don't you, Paul?
Go Shy Yeti.
Oh, he hasn't found out my secret. If he has.
I love the audio test. It's my favorite thing.
If you thought that was bad, just listen to this.
Yeah, I'm strangely drawn to Yeti Uncle John's ankles as well.
I could eat my body weight in crisps every day.
Has anyone seen my hot sausage?
It's all gooey and meaty. Yum, 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 yum.
Oh, I can't wait for it to begin.
It's the Shy Life Podcast.
I like that, yeah.
Look, mommy, I'm famous. Marvelous, Paul. Hi there.
So, listeners, what's the episode about? Well, it all began during a Chinese meal that I had with Cromitty, Yeti Uncle John, and August the other day. You know we like our Chinese food. Well, not just Chinese. We like Indian as well. We like all sorts of food. But, yeah. Do you remember when we had that Chinese meal and we all had, like, fortune cookies? And then, yeah, everyone got a little bit obsessed with the results of what they found in their fortune cookies. Although they were really very general things. But I think Cromitty let it sort of influence the future of his relationship with Milo. That's how serious it was. Although, to be fair, things hadn't been going very well. Yeti Uncle John got he got all focused on his results as well. Mine were just very general about me having adventures. I always have adventures. But it really was almost as if they knew it was going to be opened by me. But so, why was August over at the house, you may be asking? Where was Bettina? Well, that was a good point. Bettina had been in London all day, talking to her agent about future projects, and she wasn't sure when she was going to get back. It was around the time when Bettina and August had been having workmen over at the house, and I think the electricity was going to be off most of the day, so we had August over with us. He did a little tour of the Magpie Hut, and we played some cards, and Cromitty and he did stuff down in the laboratory. And then along came the Chinese meal. Now, you know, things were fine. Things were, they were all right. But later in the evening and the following day, things got even weirder. Because, well, as you see, Bettina turns up, and it turns out she'd had something on her mind as well. Oh dear. So anyway, I think we should probably join our evening, the night of the Chinese meal. And we don't learn. We'd had our meal and we were left with 4 fortune cookies. Yup, 4. Well now, it's the big moment. Oh yes it is. Oh dear, August. I don't know if you want to be part of this.
Oh, what do you mean? Of course I want to be part of it. What's going on?
Well, August, I think we can all agree we had a very nice meal, right?
Oh yes, a very nice meal.
Yes, and what's left though is that we haven't eaten our fortune cookies.
Oh yes. Oh, I think Bettina mentioned something about this. Didn't you all have rather strange fortunes last time?
Well, they did seem very appropriate. Yes, they did. Very appropriate. I'm a little bit nervous about doing it again. Who knows? Well, we don't have to. We can just chuck them in the bin if you like. You can't just chuck the future in the bin, Paul. Yes, Uncle John, these are fortune cookies. They're hardly very accurate. Yes, but it's very easy to say that. But, all of the fortunes last time, they did fit very well. I know. So, August, do you want to choose one?
Oh, yes, of course I do.
Okay, well, I'm recording this for the podcast.
Oh, yes, of course.
And, listeners, we have 4 fortune cookies, 3 red ones and a green one. I suppose we should ask August to choose first.
Oh, thank you. Well, I think I'd like that green one.
All right. Well, go ahead, August. Take your fortune cookie, and we'll see. Oh, this is exciting. Yeah, very exciting.
Oh, they're very pretty, aren't they?
There you go.
I've got it in my paw. Are you sure they're edible, Paul?
Oh, yes.
So what do I do? Break it in the middle?
Yup.
And I can eat them?
Yes. Eat them, but don't eat the actual message.
All right. Oh. It's a bit stale. Not the most pleasant thing I've ever eaten.
No. So what does your fortune say?
Let me have a look. You will be graced by the presence of a loved one soon.
Oh my goodness. That must be Bettina. Oh, well, yeah, it's very appropriate. That is really weird.
I suppose you're right.
Well, Bettina should be showing up soon. How weird. These fortune cookies are very clever, aren't they? Oh, you're beginning to believe them now, Paul. I'm not sure about that. So who wants to go next? Shall I? Okay. We've got 3 red ones, so I'll take the one in the middle. Okay. Oh, God. Mine was a little bit somber last time. I do hope there's more joy this time. I hope this one isn't as stale as the one that poor old August just had.
I know, I don't know how long it had been sitting there.
Oh dear. Yeah. I crack it open. Let me... Oh dear, it's a bit caught. Dear. Oh, I think I have it. Oh dear. Be careful. You don't want to tear it. No. Dear. Oh, here it comes. Let me try the cookie. Oh, it's quite crunchy. Well, that's something at least. Yeah. So what does yours say? Oh golly. Your financial gains in life I'm about to begin. Your financial gains are about to begin. Cromitty, that's interesting. That's good. Well, I mean, if it happens. And I have been a bit worried about my finances recently. That's why I started working in the supermarket part-time. Yes, of course. But maybe you're going to have some luck with one of your, inventions or something. I guess so. I mean, there are various things in the pipeline that I've not been paid for, but I wasn't sure. Well, I wonder.
Well, that sounds very positive, Cromitty. Very positive indeed.
Yeah, doesn't it just? Go on then, Yeti Uncle John. You choose. The one on the left or the one on the right? I'll go for left. All right. Another red one. Yeah, matches me eyes. Yeti Uncle John, I do that joke. Yeah, it's a joke that runs in the family, Paul. Yeah, come on. Oh, yes. Oh dear, it's a quite tough one. Makes me cough. I feel bad that poor August got a stale one.
Oh, it's all right.
I wonder if this one's going to be stale. It broke quite nicely. Let's have a go. Ooh. Well, I'm going to eat it. I'm a bit hungry, actually. Go on. Oh. That's pretty crunchy. Maybe the green ones are older or something.
Oh, that could be it.
Oh, that's all right. Go on then, yes, Uncle John. Read your fortune. All right. You will soon be honoured by someone you respect. Oh, that sounds nice, Yeti Uncle John. Yeah. I wonder who it could be. Who do you most respect, Yeti Uncle John? Oh, I don't know. There's a number of people, but I mustn't say, just in case it affects the fortune.
Oh, it does sound very positive, Yeti Uncle John. Yes.
Well, I shall wait with bated breath. Well, don't forget to breathe, will you? No, I won't forget to breathe, Paul. Oh dear. Go on then, Paul. You've got the last one. Yep, so I have. Another red one. Well, I'm hoping this one's going to be crunchy as well, as we were saying. It seems like the green one was the slightly...
The slightly stale one.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, this feels okay. Right. Here we go. I'm going to break it open. Oh, it's a bit crumbly. It sort of broke with a crunch there. Let me have a go. Yeah, that's crunchy. Well, yes, it does sound like it has a crunch. It does a bit, doesn't it?
Oh dear, it was just me who was unlucky.
Sorry, August. No, it's okay. What have you got then, Paul? Yeah, this is a good one. Your future will be happy and productive.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Yes. I mean, producing lots of episodes of the Shy Life podcast, probably. I must admit, that whole prediction about adventure, if your life's boring, I'm in two minds about adventure.
Oh, yes, I suppose you must be.
Yeah. Interesting. Your future will be happy and productive.
Well, that's nice, Paul.
Yes, very nice. Yes, well, it'll be difficult to prove that one, won't it? You're always being productive, with varying results. Thanks, Yeti Uncle John. Well, I guess there's not much we can do about it now. But I'm just glad there was nothing awful or bad. No. Not that the fortunes last time were bad as such. I mean, Cromitty, you made a good decision to move on. Yes, I guess so. Well, August, have we heard anything from Bettina? Is she on her way?
Let me check my phone. Oh, yes, I've got a text. She'll be here in 10 minutes.
Listeners, she's coming in on the train. Then August and Bettina will be going home. But as I say, that's why everyone's here tonight.
Yes, I was at a loose end. I didn't want to get in the way of the workmen.
No. What were they doing?
What were they doing?
Yes, the workmen.
Oh, they're replacing our lavatories.
Oh, all of them?
Yes, they all need replacing. You think I've sat on them a bit hard. They're a bit cracked.
Oh, blimey, August.
Bettina says I have a big bum.
Oh, really? Oh, dear. She is brutally honest. Oh, dear, she is. I don't think you've got a big bum. August just looks like a normal bum. Well, yes, I must admit, I wouldn't have thought that you would be the cause of it. I mean, that house is old. I mean, if anybody has been sitting on those toilets for many years, it's Bettina. I mean, you've already been living there, a year or slightly more, or whatever it is now.
Oh, well, I don't want to say anything, but yes, it did occur to me.
Well, anyway, listeners, I think it's time for you to listen to a clip, a chat, or a piece of music or something, and then when we come back, Bettina should be here, hopefully. But, those fortunes, eh? We'll have to keep an eye on those to see if anything particular comes up. Yes, anything particular. Ooh. Listeners, have a listen. So listeners, we've just been watching, we're having a bit of a watch of different shows tonight, and what have we just watched, Nick?
We have just watched an episode of The Mind of Mr. J.G. Reader from 1969,
season 1.
And it's called Strange Case.
Yes.
Which is a bit of a vague title, but it was a good episode, and it featured a young, what's his face? Edward Fox.
Yeah.
Oh, we met a kid.
Yeah, we get any kid.
It was Ali's choice.
Ali's choice. This was Ali's choice.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy that, your choice?
Yeah, I just remember the fact that all the way through, you get this pompous ass, being a pompous ass, and everybody thinks he's alright, like
pompous ass.
No, that he's an absolute rogue and a bounder and all the rest of it. And he actually turns out in the end to be sort of just this sort of pathetic, like, good guy who just needs to escape life.
Oh, I meant Never Go was the pompous ass. He was.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know.
Nick,
and the banjo playing, following everybody around is quite fun.
Yeah. It's a nice show. It was done at the... it's shown quite regularly at Talking Pictures.
Well, yeah, funny that.
Well, it's an insane little series. Alan did me a copy years ago. My friend Alan did me a copy years ago, and
I know that one now.
Yeah.
Well, I'll watch it now. I'll have to see that one.
Considering Fremantle Radio is,
what were you?
I think 28% of the shares are in the Sinden household.
For those who enjoy. Oh, hang on. Excuse me. Adam's interrupting.
Preempting Mr. Reader.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know.
In white armour.
For those Doctor Who fans out there, the lead part of J.G. Reader is played by Hugh Burden, who played the lead Auton in the first Auton story.
Channing. Sinister Channing. Who's controlling your mind?
Yes. Without his wig on this one. But no, it's a nice little show. Though it took us ages to get around to buying the box set, but we got it in the end.
Yeah, it's quite lucky that all of it exists.
I don't think all of it exists.
Oh. It doesn't say that. It seemed to infer it did. But
also, I think at least one of the episodes should have been in colour, but there was a dispute. There was some sort of industrial dispute, and it went out in black and white. I think most of them went out in colour. There are a few colour episodes, but yeah, that was good. And did I? I think I introduced you to J.G. Reader, didn't I? Because we got that tape from.
Yeah.
We got a couple of episodes from Alan.
Yeah, it was sort of on a. I can't remember. It was just the odd sort of episode in there, and I was like, "Oh, this is different."
I think the character appeals because he's kind of just so mild-mannered and geeky, and he's not your average sort of
hero,
smug hero, really, is he?
He's very, very polite detective.
Very polite, yes. I like my TV heroes polite. In fact, our next TV hero is also polite. Andy's choice, Adam Adamant Lives. Allah is Not Always With Us, which is a good one, by the inestimable Tony Williamson, who wrote many an Avengers episode.
What season is that? Season 1?
One, yeah. There's only 2 episodes of Series 2 left.
Yeah.
I think most of Series 1 exists, and only 2 episodes of Series 2. But unfortunately, one of the episodes of Series 2 that exists is the premise is his girlfriend went over to the dark side. Is his deadly enemy, and he gets frozen and comes back in 1966. But we actually get to meet his spoilers, by the way, his girlfriend as an old lady, and she's still in the thrall of the face. But no, it's a lovely little series. In many ways, I prefer it to the Avengers. Gerald Harper's a great lead,
and he's still with us. Even if he's never seen Blake Seven.
Yeah, I think just before
can't hold that against him.
Well, yeah, I mean, but still. Yeah.
Just before this episode, just before the box set came out, one episode was actually discovered that was missing for years. That's D for Destruction, which features Patrick Troughton in the role just before he became Doctor Who.
Is that the one where he's smoking?
No.
Oh.
It's D.
No, that's something different.
D for Destruction. Yes, he plays an army officer in D for Destruction, and.
What's the one where he gets chased and he gets caught at the end? What programme is that one?
What, Patrick Troughton?
Yeah.
Right. No, that's Bogner.
Oh, that's Bogner. Sorry.
Yeah, Patrick. Sorry, we're going off to tangent here.
I have Hadley that he was in the
Hadley,
70s.
yeah.
But I also have the series that I think he plays the same character about a newspaper. There's a I can't remember what that's called.
Sounds good. Yeah.
No, what Andy's referring to is the light-hearted detective series Bogner, which we've got, where Patrick Troughton plays the baddie. Sorry, another spoiler. There's a lovely scene at the end where they go chasing each other around an airport, and the next time they're together just having a fag break. I just thought Goody and Baddie stop chasing each other and have a fag break. That is just so cool.
I was actually doing front of house at the Axis Church, where the lady in Bogner was doing a reading.
Lady Bogner.
And I recognised her from Bogner, and she was so chuffed she bought me a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
Because she had such wonderful memories from it. And I was just like, way!
Now, why didn't I do that with Molly Sugden? I remember you from Come Back, Mrs. No. I'd get a bottle over me.
So we've just watched some Adamant from 1966. What did we go for?
Ali is not always with you. Allah is not always with you.
And what were your thoughts?
I enjoyed it immensely.
Cracking episode.
Yeah. It's Tony Williamson, who wrote it, wrote a lot of the early Adam Adamants, and he was, for me, he was the best writer for it, because he just got the whole. I don't know. He just knows how to put a romp together, and it's the central character's really good, and it's just a lovely little series. And it was a nice little neat little plot, larger than life baddie. Did you enjoy it?
Yes, yeah. I haven't seen any for a while, but
this one was Andy's choice.
Mm.
When did you first discover Adam Adamant?
It may have possibly been reading an episode of Time Screen.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure it's in one of the issues there. So, and that had been around the time we were
swapping tapes left, right, and centre for us to talk to. Anything that came along, I remember that. Let's get that as well. And,
I have to say that I think Troby brought, he introduced, Andrew Trowbridge brought us a lot of stuff. I didn't really go onto my radar until about 2001 or so, when I got hold of one of the tapes. And I thought, ooh, this is very enjoyable.
It's a bit late. It's not since...
Very, very late. I did come late to it. I was sort of aware of the episodes and seen bits of it, but I think it was the early noughties when I sort of sat up and watched it. This is from the box set from 2006, and what struck me is the episodes really nicely remastered. There's some really and
all the negative been shown very often, have they?
No, this is indeed.
Pay very much. So
this is very true. So I don't think all of them are as. I mean, they're all pretty well spruced up, but. This was a very nice
example. Yeah.
For those who don't know, who's Adam Adamant? What is the premise?
A Victorian adventurer who was thwarted by an evil baddie in the sort of Victorian age, and he was as a punishment he was frozen alive in a tomb of ice. And the premise is he's refrozen in 1960s, defrosted in 1966.
Like a Victorian Captain America.
Indeed. Terribly British, all the Victorian moral standards and the sort of very much the outlook. And he goes around battling evil. It's basically an Avengers for the BBC.
Yeah.
I actually think
was it produced by Verity? It was.
Yes, yeah. Verity Lambert, who of course pioneered Doctor Who, and it's Verity in her her biography says that she didn't feel they exploited the concept enough. I'm not so sure. I think it's a very, very enjoyable show. I would say that they did do a good job, and Gerald Harper's superb in the. And I also very much like Jack May as the butler. He's just so funny. And of course it was almost someone completely different, John Dawson, who was one of the Time Lords in Deadly Assassin, who puts on his robe in the first episode. He was going to be the butler, and then he did his back in. But knowing him, having seen him in other things, I can't imagine him doing as good a job as Jack May does. But it's not all the episodes. Most of the episodes of Series 1 exist. Series 2, unfortunately, only has the 2 episodes. And it'd be nice if a few of them resurface to kind of. But no, it's got that larger than life Avengers quality, and I think
the Saint could do this episode. You would notice the difference.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you could substitute that international, very European baddies and
lots of film work.
But yeah,
occasional punch up.
Well, we were saying during it that it has the feel of very much the feel of an ITC series, only in black and white. But I actually rather like it in black and white. There's something earthly and sort of come home Kathy, about the sort of that black and white concept, which sort of sets it apart from the ITC series. But I don't know. It wasn't deemed successful enough to come back to third season, but I like what we've got.
Yeah,
I think it's good. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I thought it was great. But then I'm biased. I like all the other elements.
Yeah. I remember buying it when we were on holiday, and it's a very, very nice box set. It's got a proper thing and a proper booklet done by Andrew Pixley, who's the main kind of telefantasy archivist. And I just wish Blake Seven and Survivors is actually quite nicely packaged, but particularly Doomwatch I think would have been a nice release like this. But it was a rather. I'm glad we got it, but it was a rather cobbled together release that you can't even see the episode. What episodes a witch on the Doom Watch ones. So.
His time slip book is really good.
Yes. Ooh, time slip. I haven't actually got around to buying that yet, but I'm looking forward to. That's definitely on my wants list.
I'm assuming the booklet is his anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Most things seem to be him. But yes, highly enjoyable.
So now we're going to move on to Batman.
We're going to move on to Batman, an Egghead episode. I'm just trying to think how many. Did he do more than one?
He did.
Remember.
Oh, okay.
He did, yes.
Yeah, this is
the season 3 one.
A very confusing conclusion.
Yes.
It was of this one. Well, no, you were supposed to choose, but
but I didn't have a particular. I didn't have
one. Or there's one where the cliffhanger is Robin gets eaten by a giant clam.
Well, I thought, as I didn't have a particular one in mind, that I was happy for Andy to choose this one, and then if I don't like it, I can blame Andy.
Yeah, blame me. Because I'll be happy anyway. And confused at the same time.
Happily confused.
Darlings, I'm so glad to be sitting down. Oh, that was a long day. Oh dear. How did your meetings go, my darling? Oh, not too bad. Oh dear. Still all that travelling.
So, you were going to see your agent?
Yes, just about a few appointments coming up, a few events, a little bit of voice work that I'm doing. But, yes. It was fun.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering if I should get an agent. You don't need an agent yet, Uncle John. No, Ick was considering it. Yes, but that wasn't Ick, was it? It was the fake Ick. Well, I guess so, but...
Well, darling, it depends what you're doing, I suppose. What exactly would you achieve having an agent?
Well, better terms and conditions working on the Shy Life podcast.
Oh, darling, I think you get it easy.
You what?
You should be paying Paul. He's bringing your name to attention.
Yes, exactly. Had you ever thought about that? So it's a two-way thing. Yes, fair enough. Getting my name out there, thanks to Paul, I suppose, but the show just wouldn't be, what it is if it wasn't for me, though. So, yeah, it's just a matter of appreciation. Oh, I appreciate you, Yeti Uncle John. I mean, your life story has been most entertaining, not just for me, but for the listeners. Oh yes, very entertaining indeed. But don't like the tone of your voices. What are you saying? You're being sarcastic.
Oh, darling, let's not start an argument. Oh no, we don't want that.
No, we don't. Anyway, did you want a cup of tea or?
Oh, darling, I think we're just going to leave. I did have a coffee on the train. Yes, I think we should just get back.
Did you want me to chauffeur you back, Bettina?
Oh, darling, that would be wonderful. Yes. Oh, drive us. You drive us.
Yes, I'll do that. Yeah.
Oh, I just want a word with Paul. In the kitchen, darling. Just about business.
All right.
I'll just get my coat.
Yes. It's been lovely having you here, August.
Oh, yes, thank you. Thank you.
I wonder if those fortune cookies will come true. Do you think? Maybe, who knows? They were pretty general this time. Yeah, but still, it's fortune cookies. You can't, you just can't. Can you? Can't what? Well, ignore them. I suppose not. Oh dear. So, Bettina, what was it?
Darling, are you free tomorrow?
Yes.
I just want you to pop over. That's all. Just something.
Oh, all right. What exactly?
No, I can't tell you. It would just sound stupid. Yes. I want you to see the improvements that the builders and workmen have been doing. I think you'll notice them.
Sure, but that's not the only reason you want me to come over.
No, darling, it's not.
Anything wrong? Anything concerning your meeting today? Anything about the agent? Are they saying I should pay you a fee for being on the show?
Oh, no, darling. No. Oh, you get me for free. No, it's a privilege. No, it's something else. It's a little bit strange.
Not August again. You've not heard from Hubert Gentry or something?
No, none of that. No, nothing, no. No, look, I'm sorry, I don't like to leave it such a mystery, but I think, I feel very silly and I can't talk to August about it. It's very, very odd. I don't quite know how to explain it, or I don't even know what to do about it, even if it was the case. But I want to tell somebody. I need to tell somebody.
All right. Is August going to be around?
Oh, darling, he'll be busy in his studio. Would you come round, maybe afternoon tea? I'll get Douglas to prepare something.
That's fine. Yes, that's fine. All right.
Okay, darling. Well, I better go.
Okay, right.
Yes. It'll be fine. Anything I need to know about that's been going on whilst I've been away?
We had some Chinese food, and there were some fortune cookies.
Oh? Can I see them?
Yeah, I suppose so. Here you go. Written on the back, whose was who.
Oh, okay. Cromarty, your financial gains in life are about to begin. Well, I hope that works out for him. You know, then he can quit that job at the supermarket.
Yeah, hopefully he's going to get some research grant or something. I know that's where his heart is, as you know. He's very good in that supermarket, but I know it's not him, not really.
No, darling. What about this?
This is your Uncle John's.
You will soon be honoured by someone you respect. Well, who respects your Uncle John?
The Magpies?
No, they don't respect him.
No. Reginald?
Maybe.
Yeah. Here's mine.
Your future will be happy and productive. Does that just mean you're going to be releasing lots of episodes of the podcast which get a few listeners?
Yeah, probably.
And this one's August, is it? Oh, I got it upside down. That's better. You will be graced by the presence of a loved one soon.
I think that means you.
Oh, well, it's all come true already, hasn't it?
It has. Has he got any other loved ones?
No, not that I can think of. No, must be me. Of course it's you, my darling. My fortune has come true. Oh, August, there you are. All right, well, we're going to go now.
Yeah, I've got my coat. I'm ready to drive you.
Oh, thank you, darling. And I'll see you tomorrow, Paul.
Yes, all right. Bye now. Bye.
Goodbye, darling. Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Oh, yes, goodbye, Bettina.
Oh, yes, goodbye. Thank you for a lovely evening.
I won't be long, Paul. I'll come straight back. Are you sleeping here tonight or in the Magpie Hut? I might sleep here if that's all right. That's fine, it's fine. Bye. What was all that about, Paul? I'm not actually sure. You're not sure? Well, she said she wanted me to come to the house. Said it was nothing to do with August, nothing to do with the agent that she saw today, but she literally wouldn't say what it was about. She mentioned the workmen and the builders and said she wanted, but she said that also wasn't quite what she wanted to discuss. So it's a mystery. Yeah, it's a mystery. She seemed a bit embarrassed about it. Oh, I wonder what it could be. Well, you'll be the first to know. Oh, so what? You're going over for afternoon tea tomorrow? Yeah. I heard you telling her about the fortune cookies. Yes. Well, I think August's one definitely came true with the arrival of Bettina. Yes, we can cancel that one out. Mine was so general that, I guess, you know, I'm always productive. Are you happy? Well, mostly. And what about you? I guess we have to wait and see. Are you expecting another research grant? But there is some things in the pipeline. Maybe they will give me a rise at the supermarket. I guess there's that possibility. But what about Yeti Uncle John? He'll soon be honoured by someone you respect. Oh, just a minute. I got it the wrong way around when I was talking to Bettina. It's not somebody who respects him, it's somebody he respects. Who does he respect? Oh, well, I'm not sure. He doesn't act like he respects any of us. Does he respect the magpies? I mean, they don't respect him. They like him, I think. Well, that's a bit of a mystery, isn't it? Anyway. Well, listeners, I think I'm going to turn in. Might have a busy afternoon tomorrow, so, yeah. You sound quite tired, Paul. I'm going to go and check my emails in case I've heard from, the grant people. What research are you looking to do? Not more stuff about the vegetables, like last year. No, Paul. No, not after you ate that one. And also after Yeti Uncle John and his fear of fruit. I know he wasn't really afraid of fruit, but no, I've got something else in the pipeline, but it's difficult to explain to you. I'll try and explain if I get the money, I suppose. All right, I'm not the best scientist. Yes, you might baffle me. Blind you with science, Paul. Yes, something like that. Yeah. Okay. Listeners, maybe some music, something else, I don't know. Some park clip, quiz, see how it goes. And, yes. Next time we speak, I'll probably be over at Bettina's. Yes. So the Batman two-parter, which wasn't really a two-parter that we watched, caused some consternation because it seemed to be two single episodes, but both with the Egghead and his friend Olga. Yeah. I think I preferred the second one out of the two, even though it was the more odd.
I mean, the thing is with
it's highly exaggerated.
Exactly. The thing is, most of our memories of Batman, it was certainly from Andy and I, would come from 1976, 77, Monday afternoons after Clapperboard. They would most of the things seem to come from Series 1. I don't think I saw a Series 3 episode ever until I got the box set. I don't remember Batgirl absolute at all, but yeah, I mean they're very entertaining. But I think by Series 3, maybe they were losing the plot. In the first, this is like a two-parter because Olga and Egghead are the main baddies, but there doesn't seem to be any continuity between the first episode and the second episode. He seems to have a completely different plan in both.
There's a good monster in the second one, which wasn't really a monster. Yeah. The dinosaur.
The dinosaur, yeah.
I thought he belonged on an episode of Lost in Space.
Yeah,
I can imagine him chasing Dr. Smith.
I think Andy pointed us towards this episode because he was baffled by the
I'm still baffled by the end. They mention it, they don't give any answers.
It's
implausible.
I mean, obviously the whole key to the Adam West Batman is it's very tongue-in-cheek and everything, but by now it's pretty bonkers.
Yeah.
But that, I mean, that's
used to have some kind of wild explanation for things, however ridiculous.
I wonder if I saw.
Trying this time.
I wonder if I saw some of the 1976, 77 repeats, and that's why. Because I know what I did see a Batman, I was too scared to watch it because of the title sequence, which would infer that I was very young. That's why I was scared. But
I just remember I would have been in my right at the end of my last year at infant school, and I was just captivated by the over-the-top, the heightened reality and the baddies, and very colourful, distinctive baddies. You had the Joker, the bookworm, the penguin. I just loved all that stuff.
King.
Yeah, exactly. King Tut.
So we didn't read comics at the time. That's besides maybe there's whatever the cartoon was. That was the only exposure to Batman. So you didn't know any difference. So that was like, full on dramatic Batman action.
Absolutely.
Didn't realise it was camp or anything like that until years later.
I suppose it was a filler on Late Night Late between Garrison's Gorillas and UFO. So I suppose I sort of watched it then, I suppose, but.
And that was your first sort of exposure to
Late Night Late. I mean, you've got Late Night Late. You had
90s.
You had sort of Mission Impossible, Garrison's Gorillas, UFO.
Not forgetting New Avengers.
Night Gallery.
Also,
Night Gallery.
Also,
Mission
Satan
Impossible on
Boozy.
TV. It was a BBC show.
Yeah, you had absolutely loads of different things on there. Department S and.
Yeah, and but no,
Manuel Hopkirk deceased.
I remember. I mean, I'd not heard of it before, but it was. Yeah, I can still remember those episodes. I distinctly remember the first episodes I saw. I think there was a Joker one, and then a King Tut one, and then a Bookworm one, and the Penguin one.
We watched the Bookworm one before, like a year or so ago.
Now, yeah. I actually quite like the more obscure ones, like Bookworm and the Mad Hatter. I'd
quite like to see the Joan Collins one next time.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And there's 2 Mr. Freezes as well.
Yes.
I think it's 3 Mr. Freezes. Because there was one, and Otto Preminger was the one, the famous tyrannical director that nobody liked working with. And
there were 3 Catwomen, weren't there?
There's 3 Catwomen. Maybe I'm messing this up with Catwoman.
Yeah, but
there was certainly
one was just for the film.
Yes, and there were certainly 2.
Catwoman was a bit like the Master because she kind of got killed off in every single story and kind of
Every time, yeah, that's right.
and sort of miraculously came back. As far as I'm aware, Julie Newmar is still alive. Was she the original?
Yeah,
original Catwoman, and. She is in the Return to the Batcave, the film that they did in the noughties, where they Adam West and Burt Ward came back, and there's a fictional. Well, there's a dramatised version of the actual events that happened behind the scenes, and Adam West and Burt Ward sort of brought it back into action. And Frank Gorson was just about still alive then, so that he came back as the Riddler. And Jude is Julie. I think Julie.
Was it Adam West? Was it The Simpsons that they did an Adam West?
Yeah, I think he did it.
And he was also in Big Bang Theory, I think.
Oh right, I didn't know that.
Adam West.
But he was a good sport. Yeah, I got the feeling he was a good sport. He enjoyed sort of the Batman vibe. But
he didn't mind being recognised as Batman, let's put it that way.
But no, always a good laugh to stick on them. And that sort of heightened reality was very much a 60s thing.
It's very B-movie in a good way.
Yeah.
Yes, in a very colourful.
Oh my goodness!
Very, very much almost fourth wall stuff. You know?
Anyway. Right, you're going to choose something.
I am, yes.
For our last.
I don't know. I'd like to stick on professionals, but would people last the course? I don't know.
But we saw professionals. Not the last visit, but the visit
we
before.
Did. So I'm thinking more Shadows. for my next trick with Clive Swift.
That's exactly the one I was thinking of, because that's the only one I actually remember.
It is one I saw when it first televised.
Yeah.
Shadows was a children's series of Supernatural, and I can just about remember the last episode of the first series, which was called The Other Window, which was advertised in Look-In just about the time I started buying it in '75. But I actually remember 2 episodes of the last season. Don't remember anything of this. I didn't see anything of the second season, which was 1976. But I do remember this and The Man Who Hated Children, which was the other episode I remember. George A. Cooper, who ended up as the caretaker in Grange Hill. But this one features Clive Swift, who's keeping up appearances, Revelation of the Daleks, and written by P.J. Hammond, who's really good at this sort of stuff. Of course, created Sapphire and Steel.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
If you want to know.
Holy shadows, Batman. Did we enjoy Shadows?
Yeah.
I loved it. I think it's probably the best Shadows episode because it's just got it's got
the most memorable.
Yeah.
It's got a feel of Tales of the Unexpected.
And also more Sapphire and Steel because it's written by P.J. Hammond, who's really good at lonely characters that are normal kind of failures and proper human characters that really come into the whole essence of Shadows was ordinary people in extraordinary situations, and this is a excellent example really. It's Clive Swift from Keeping Up Appearances and a couple of Doctor Who's, Caroline Emblin, who was the girl who was in a series called Claire in 1982, which was all about a gypsy family and the whole cult, looking into the whole culture, and Jacqueline Pearce, who was Servalan and Blake Seven, so excellent cast as well.
Although it has kids in it, it's not childish or for kids at all. It's very scary.
It's nice and dark. It's a really nice dark story. Very good indeed. So it's just a pure coincidence that Ali and I were watching Shadows from the first, basically series 1 to 3, and this just happens to be the next episode we were watching. So yeah, it was. I mean, I was going to go for professionals, but it's gone midnight, so I thought maybe a 25-minute thing rather than a 45-minute one. So.
Oh well, we shall go to bed and have nightmares now.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
walk home in the dark now.
That's what it's all about. Yeah, but I did
the eggs and leave on the floor.
Yeah, I did actually see that one when it was first televised. But it actually fit quite unintentionally. It fits neatly in for the previous thing we were watching, which was Batman with the eggs, the egg hatching and things like that. So.
And Adam Adamant, links into Batman because of Adam West. And
Adam West.
Yeah, Adam West.
Adam West.
Can we link
J.G. Reader? Was weird.
No, I think we're stretching it a bit.
Thank you for your comments and for
my pleasure.
A memorable night of TV.
Sleep well.
Yeah. Sleep well, listeners.
Yeah.
Crash of fun.
Will you stop making that noise? I'm trying to sleep. Oh, sorry, Yeti Uncle John.
Paul, how wonderful to see you. Thank you so much for coming. You look pleased.
I am pleased. It's good news for Cromarty.
Oh, yes, really?
Yeah. You know how he theorised the whole financial thing? Apparently, he has got a bit of a raise at work. Not masses, but some. But also, he's been given a partial research grant, so he can progress a bit more. And if he can prove that the research is going the way it's supposed to, he'll get the other half of the grant.
Oh, that's spooky.
It is a bit spooky, isn't it? No sign of Yeti Uncle John hearing from somebody he respects. No. Still can't work out who that would be.
Coconut Jim, perhaps?
Possibly. Although, yeah, we don't mention him at the moment.
Oh no, darling. Well, perhaps it's for the best.
Perhaps. So, what is it you wanted to mention to me?
Oh, darling, this is going to seem really odd.
Okay.
Come with me. They're just finishing off in the kitchen, but...
Do I need a hard hat?
Oh, no, darling, it's fine. Yes. Come here. Stand at the door.
What am I looking at?
Well, that handsome young stud over there. Hello, Manny. This is my friend Paul the Shy Yeti.
Oh, hello.
Just showing him the work.
Oh, it's all done. Yeah.
It looks so nice, Bettina.
Yes, doesn't he?
Bettina?
Sorry, I can't help but stare. All right, have you got a good look?
Yes, he's very handsome.
Isn't he just, darling? Oh, gosh. Come on, let's go to the lounge. Douglas is just setting out some tea.
Okay. Bettina, have you brought me over here just to show off your young workman hunk?
No, well, not quite as simple as that, dear.
Oh, is it not? I thought you just got a crush on him.
Oh, Manny is... well, he is. But this is going to sound really weird.
All right.
It's uncanny, it really is.
Is it?
Yes, darling. Oh, so uncanny.
Okay. Why? Why is it uncanny?
Well, you see, he's the spitting image of my beloved first boyfriend, Fernando. Oh, he is. I swear it was him standing there in the room.
Fernando? I've never heard you talk about Fernando.
Oh no, it was a very long time ago. I mean, the 50s. It was before I met Max. Yes. Oh, I was so in love with Fernando.
Well, it's not Fernando, is it? That guy looks like he's in his 20s or early 30s.
Oh, he's 33, I've asked him, which is also weird.
Is it?
Yes. Oh, Fernando died when he was 33. Oh, I was devastated, absolutely devastated.
Well, I guess you must have been. It sounds like he was a bit older than you.
Oh, he was. I loved an old man when I was younger. Oh, gosh.
So what happened to Fernando?
Oh, he died. He died, you see. He worked as a roller skating waiter at a high-class restaurant in Mayfair, my darling.
He did what?
He was a roller skating waiter. It was a lovely restaurant, but it was at the top of this, quite tall tower. It was quite new at the time. And one day a pork chop bone got caught in the wheels of his skates whilst he was serving up on the open-air balcony. And, well, as you can imagine, one does not survive a fall like that. He died in the arms of a passing Mountie on a holiday from Canada. Oh, I believe he sang a rather poignant version of Que Sera, Sera to my darling Fernando in his final moments.
I don't know what to say, Bettina. Que Sera, Sera... Is this real? Does this happen?
Oh, I know it sounds a bit like a black comedy or something. No, it's true. Fernando was a waiter, a roller skating waiter, on the 12th floor of this skyscraper that they built in Mayfair, on the edge of Mayfair. There's a hotel as well. And yes, skating around he was. Somebody had dropped a pork chop bone, caught up in his wheels, and over he went. Yes, because he was up on the balcony, the open-air balcony part. There were railings, but he was moving at speed, you see. Went right over the edge. In a way, I wish I'd been there. In a way, I had nightmares for years.
And the bit about the Mountie, that happened as well?
Yes. I can't remember what his name was. But I did speak to him. He was on holiday, as I say, from Canada, and yes, when I was just a little girl, I asked my mother, what shall I be? You sung it to him. It was one of his favourite songs, you see, and yes, it's the last thing he ever heard. Well, anyway, a long time ago.
Wow. And Manuel looks like Fernando.
Yes, darling.
But he can't possibly be.
No, darling, but there are certain mannerisms, certain things he says. I mean, his looks are very similar. And the other day I turned the radio on, and you'll never guess what came on.
Doris Day singing Que Sera Sera.
Oh, that's spooky, Paul. How did you guess?
Well, I thought that was probably where the story was leading.
Yes, it was.
And?
He mentioned something about it being his grandma's favourite song. I guess I am old enough to be his grandma, if not his great-grandma.
Oh, Bettina.
I'm just thinking, though, you know. Do you think he could be a reincarnation of Fernando?
A reincarnation of Fernando? That does seem a little bit unlikely.
You think? I don't know how these things work, darling. I mean, I thought I'd ask you your opinion. I know you've encountered all sorts of weirdness over the years. You know, meeting a reincarnation of a former boyfriend wouldn't necessarily be that weird, not compared to some of the things you've been involved in.
You're not wrong, Bettina, but, I mean, how would we ever know? I don't really know anything about reincarnation, but, as you say, considering that things like ghosts and aliens and, seances and all that business, all those things have been proved to be actually real, who's to say that reincarnation isn't real?
I just don't know what to do. What can I achieve? Anyway, even if he was Fernando, he's not going to be interested in me. He wouldn't even recognise me now. I just wondered, you know, he's been brought into my life for a reason. You know, like, he came here and there was something particular he had to tell me.
Mr. Craig, I just need to let you know, I've turned the gas off because there's a leak, and I've just called a mate of mine. He's going to come and fix it.
Oh, Manny, thank you. How wonderful. I mean, how wonderful that you found it. Oh, gosh, that could have been quite nasty.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. All right.
Oh, gosh, I feel quite faint.
Sit down, Bettina.
Well, it all makes sense, doesn't it? He was here for a reason. Fernando came here to tell me about the gas leak. It all makes sense now.
Bettina, it wasn't Fernando. It was Manny who found the gas leak.
Yes, but if he was Fernando, then, well, you know, it has to mean something.
Oh, look, I think it means that you're overtired. I really don't think. Well, anyway, madam, I've laid out the tea.
Oh, thank you, Douglas. Thank you.
No trouble. Good afternoon, Paul. Mr. Chandler. No, Paul. It's fine. Yeah, nice to see you again.
Oh dear, I hope you didn't overhear us.
Sorry?
I hope Douglas didn't overhear us talking.
Well, he won't say anything to August, will he?
He won't say what to who?
Oh, August. Nothing.
Oh, no. August, I need to tell you. I've been a silly woman. Oh, you're not a silly woman, you're a lovely woman. No, I am quite silly. Paul, you tell him.
Are you sure?
Yes, tell him.
Bettina, he thought that one of the workmen, Manny...
Oh, yes. Handsome fellow.
Yeah. Bettina... Well, she was under the impression... Well, she thought that Manny might be the reincarnation of a former boyfriend from a very long time ago.
Oh, really? That must have been a bit of a surprise. Oh, darling, no, but it's not real. I can't. No, I'm just being very silly. It can't possibly be him.
It's difficult to tell with these sorts of things.
He is rather lovely, but, well, and he's just discovered we had a gas leak, so we haven't got any gas until his friend comes to repair it. Oh, how dreadful. Gosh.
Anyway, as you were saying, it's weird that he stirred up these memories, but I guess it's unlikely, and how would we ever know?
Yes, darling, I'm just being very, very silly. No, darling, you're not being silly if that's what you felt. Oh, you can't help that. I guess not. Oh, dear. No. Very silly. Silly.
Well, that is very strange. It is very strange. They send their regards. Their congratulations for your good luck, I suppose. Oh yes, oh yes. Well, it was quite a surprise. It must have been. Yeah. It can't be anything to do with the fortune cookie, though, surely. No. I guess not. I'm sorry that your fortune was so general. I did have quite a good download rating yesterday. Oh, yes. Yeah. One of those nights when you wake up and you find that somebody's downloaded, all of the episodes in one go. Does that happen, Paul? Yeah, it does. Not every month, but, every couple of months. There was one point last year where I think I had about 3,000 downloads or something, because it wasn't just one person, but a few people did that. Gosh, Paul, and I guess you didn't know why. Well, I didn't know who. Yes. You look a bit querulous. I'm a bit querulous, yes. I'm just thinking, the fortune cookie and your luck coming true. I mean, the whole thing with August's thing about a loved one arriving, that was always going to happen anyway, wasn't it? Yes, I guess so. But I don't get your point. Well, the whole business with Bettina and the reincarnation of her old boyfriend, or, she thought that Manny might be Fernando. Yes. Oh, golly. Well, I mean, it sounds ridiculous, and yet any more ridiculous than fortune cookies? I don't know. But as you said to her, how would you ever prove it? I don't know. I guess if Manny had said to her, oh my goodness, aren't you my love from 70 years ago or 60 years ago or something, then, yeah, that would be a two-way thing. But that isn't what happened. No, it's very strange. Yeah, it's very strange. We're just reading into things. Anyway, listeners, that's what we've got time for. So we shall say goodbye. Been a bit of a funny episode. Fortune cookies, Bettina's little story. Yeah, I mean, it was worth going over there just for the afternoon tea and getting a look-see at Manuel. He was quite impressive. Oh, Paul. Sorry. Right, yes. So that is all we've got time for. We've got plenty of episodes in the can. So, yeah, we'll see you again soon. Okay. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Goodbye, listeners.
darling, it's me. Bettina, how are you?
I'm all right, Bettina. What's going on?
I just wanted to ring up and apologise. I do feel so silly, about the whole business with Manny and Fernando and yes.
Well, I'm glad you were able to share your story about Fernando. That was awfully tragic.
Yes, darling. I suppose it had been on my mind. Too much staring at workmen in tight jeans. It does erode one's brain.
It must do. It must do.
Oh, gosh. Well, I hope that everything is fine your end.
Yes. Yeah.
Any more luck with that final fortune cookie?
Well, you mean at your Uncle John's?
Yes, I heard about you getting those good download figures.
Yeah. Bit general, but sort of fits, doesn't it?
Oh, yes, darling.
And it's Uncle John being honoured by somebody he respects. Not that he's mentioned, but I'm going to pop over there in a bit. I just wanted to mention something. I've been worrying about Ick.
Oh, in the other dimension.
Yeah. I think we're going to have to find a way over there. We can't leave him there.
Oh, darling. Can't you just hope he escapes and gets back himself?
But that's not what friends do. If a friend's in trouble, then one goes and helps one's friend.
Yes, but one's friend isn't usually trapped in another dimension, darling.
I suppose not.
Darling, is that the theme music?
Oh, yes, I can hear the theme music.
Well, anyway, I just wanted to apologise.
There's no need to apologise. It's not something you need to apologise for.
All right, darling, thank you. Say hi to your Uncle John when you go over there.
I will. All right. Bye, Bettina.
Goodbye, darling. 1 million kisses. 1 million and 1 kisses. Mwah, 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 mwah.
I gotta go now. Bye. Gotta go. Bye.
Goodbye, 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 goodbye.
It's been good, but yeah, definitely time to come home now.
Wow. Really? No kidding.
Goodbye. Yes, goodbye.
This show is part of the Pride 48 network. Find more shows over at pride48.com.
Oh dear. What's going on now? Oh, it's the Shy Life podcast.
Let's go.
I have a voice. I have a voice.
You have a voice.
You have a voice. We have a voice.
We have a voice.
Unique voices in podcasting.
UnivazPods.net.
Well, definitely think that you've got a lot to be thankful for. It's not everyone who could bring up those magpies, bring them back from their sort of riotous former lives of late, get them back on the straight and narrow, make them respect you, and you've got a lot to be thankful for, and successful business. You're a different man than you were, when you were in Shane jail. Yeti Uncle John? What? Oh, Paul, I didn't see you there. Yeti Uncle John, what were you doing? Oh, I was just, were you cheating? Well, what do you mean, Paul? Were you cheating? That sounds very much like you were being honoured by somebody you respect. Whatever do you mean, Paul? Well, you were looking in the mirror, talking to yourself, and telling yourself how clever you were. Now, I was wondering who it might be that you respected the opinion of. I don't think you respect my opinion particularly, nor Cromity's, probably not Bettina's. That's not very nice. I respect you all. Yeah, well, maybe. But the person you respect most is yourself. Ooh. Come on, admit it. That's the only reason I can think of that you've been standing in front of a mirror telling yourself how good you were. well, it's all part of my affirmation training, you know. Oh, not that again. Yes, Paul, he's very positive. Do you still do those classes in the taxi? I do. People pay a little bit more. They sit in the back of the taxi and I tell them how wonderful they are, and you know they send me a little bit, their CV, and I just embellish it. And they always feel refreshed and empowered. Okay, well, I'm glad. Oh, you were about to walk in just as I was practicing. Well, it looks like all the fortunes came true. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it does sort of count. Well, I guess you are your biggest fan. Yeah, I don't like to put it like that, Paul. No, but it's true. Maybe. Definitely. All right. I have things I need to talk to you about, but, is there room in this Magpie Hut for you and your ego and me, plus the magpies? Of course. Sit down. Oh dear. Well, there is some things I want to talk to you about involving Ick and some plans, and I sorry, listeners, I don't really want to share it with you. Oh, you didn't tell me the listeners were here. Oh, they heard me talking about myself again. Believe they have. Oh well. Oh, never mind. You're a self-fulfilling prophecy, Yeti Uncle John. Anyway, listeners, I've got to have a private meeting with Yeti Uncle John, so you'll find out eventually, but just need to have a word. Oh, all right then. Oh, so bye for now, listeners. Yep, bye for now, listeners. I promise you'll hear all about it soon. It's a mystery to me, so yeah. Well, anyway, have they gone? No, I think they're still listening. What do? We wait until they go. Are they going? I think they're mostly gone. They want to hear what you've got to say, but I can't tell them yet. I need to talk to you about this. Just you. Listeners, go on. I'm sorry. You'll have to wait. Sometimes there have to be secrets. I think they're going. Yeah, I think they're gone, Paul. It's all right. I'm just going to wait another moment. Yep. Yeah, I think they're gone now. Oh, marvellous. So, what have you got to tell me? Well, you see, I thought that the best way to get Ick back would be to, anyway. So, yes. So that's a good idea.
Okay, let's just shut this one out. Get her going.
Oh my God, there's nothing I like better is when another new episode of the Shy Life podcast comes out.
Bettina Dupre's pretty cool.
Boy, I hope Nick Goodman is on this episode. Oh, I think that was a wonderful episode, don't you, Toppy? I sure do. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hi, listeners. We've just watched one of the films I brought along, The Good Liar from 2019 with Ian McKellen and Helen Mirren. It went down pretty well. Guys, what did you think?
I love the fact that the lead character, male lead character, is very strong from the beginning, but the female lead character is the one that gets the final curtain, which is really nice. I do like that. Yeah. Without putting any spoilers in.
Yeah. I thought it was one of the best films I've seen in a long, long time, and certainly one of the best best films in the last 10 years that I've ever seen. Ian McKellen was exceedingly well, so was Helen Mirren. When it started, because you very cannily didn't tell me anything about it, so I didn't know what to expect. So I thought it's going to be a sort of late in life rom-com, and I'm so glad it was. So that, after the first when you first meet the characters, it suddenly turns into something completely different, and there's loads of twists. It's actually a thriller, and I very satisfying end, and very clever, very, very clever script, and I just loved it. Yeah, it was terrific, and exceedingly well shot. Nice location work, and
in Berlin and London,
and older actors used very well, which you don't always get these days. But no, it showcased them really well, and
Russell Tovey had a good part in it.
Russell Tovey did very well. Yes, he was. He played an important part in it. But I like things like that, the twists that keep you on your toes and really deliver in spades. So
I think Russell Tovey is one of the few younger actors, although he's not that young anymore.
Sorry, Russell.
If I find he's in something, I think, that's good. At least,
yeah,
it
was nice to see him with the sticky out ears, bless him. But no, he's again. It is one of those things where pretty well everything is not what it seems, and that's entertainment, folks. But so we're going to. We'd like to say much. We're going to get it.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
And my wife is doing that as we speak.
So it's only $4.99.
It is actually available on Blu-ray. So.
But we'll get a bigger accolade you cannot wish for, really. But we wished it to be that.
Yeah, I was trying to work out had I didn't think I'd watched it with you, but I thought maybe I'd lent it to you. Yeah. But actually, it didn't come out until around the time of the pandemic, so I didn't see you for months and months, so I wouldn't have had a chance to have even lent it to you. So,
just buy me a drink. It was $7.99, so just buy me a drink tomorrow.
We'll do. So,
okie dokie. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, and we'll the Good Liar listeners highly recommended.
And I have to say, despite the Good Liar the Good Liars within it, everything we've said in this review is absolutely true.
Or is it?
Yeah, or is it?
This is just the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.